there's a short life in
Why
the
do you
acting
think that
world.
is with the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that?
Terrence Howard has seemingly revealed how Mary J. Bligg's life has gone utterly downhill in recent years, fueled by her poor life choices and extremely questionable associations. Allegedly, he in particular questioned her association with Diddy, going on to wonder how she could have possibly been safe when even he wasn't safe from him.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication.
But before we go into what her life is like right now, we have to understand how it got this way in the first place. Mary J. Blige was born in the Bronx in 1971. Life didn't start easy for her. Her mom struggled with alcoholism, and her dad, a jazz musician and Vietnam veteran, battled PTSD. He left when Mary was just 4 years old, sometimes coming back only to bring more chaos into the house. By the time she was a kid, unstable was just normal life. Her mom worked hard as a nurse, barely making ends meet while raising Mary and her siblings in Eunice public housing. With her mom gone most of the day, Mary was often left with people her mother trusted, people who didn't deserve that trust. At a young age, she was taken advantage of by someone she knew. She carried that trauma alone for years. But music was her escape. She used to go down to the pier with her friends, singing across the Hudson River just to hear her voice echo back. At 17, everything changed. She walked into a mall, stepped into a recording booth, and sang Anita Baker's Caught Up in the Rapture. That tape somehow landed in the hands of Uptown Records founder Andre Harrell. And what happened next changed her life. Then came Sean Puff Daddy Combs, who became the executive producer of her debut album, What's the 411? When it dropped in 1992, it blew up multi-platinum. Everyone suddenly knew who Mary J. Blige was. And so started the speculation about her relationship with the man who would become known as Diddy.
Okay, Reggie, I've noticed, and I don't know if you noticed the same, but when you look up pictures of Diddy's parties, one person that I seemingly see over and over is Mary J. Blige. And I know you were around her at one point. Do you think that she was just friends with Diddy like that, or do you think she was one of those party goers?
I remember when Mary first got married, I was like glad that she had got married, because that guy that she had married, you could tell Mary was still in charge, but he seemed to have calmed her down. Y'all gotta remember, Mary was wild back then. She was drinking and maybe doing some other things back then that she shouldn't have been doing. If you believe any of the things that Danny Boy was saying about how, he flew him out a couple of times to New York, and how he was getting down with Mary back in the day. Everybody knew Danny Boy. Danny Boy, or Dr. Dre said in the song "Murder Was the Case," that singing ass boy, Danny Boy, I think they even announced his age, was only 16 or 17 years old at that time, right? So if we believe anything that Danny Boy is saying, and we know that she knew that he was 16 or 17 years old at the time, then that show y'all that Mary was just out there wilding and out there having a ball. Now, the pictures with Cassie, with her walking, holding her hands and all of that, girls do that. Young ladies do that when you're trying to stick together. Her and Puffy obviously had a great relationship.
But the thing about fame is it doesn't fix pain, it just hides it better. During that time, Mary started dating Casey Haley from Jodeci. They were wild, passionate, and toxic. Rumors spread that Casey cheated on her and sometimes got violent. Mary channeled every bit of that heartbreak into a second album, My Life. She later said that album was a cry for help. Behind the scenes, she was spiraling drugs, alcohol, bad management decisions. She was paying for everyone's habits, not just her own. On stage, she was a star. Off stage, she was crumbling.
Life is probably my darkest album. At one of the darkest times I've had. Most of the times I was just depressed and didn't want to live.
What do you think people will learn in the documentary that they didn't know about you before?
They'll learn that I'm human, and I'm not going to allow people to take my freedom. Only freedom I have is freedom to be me, freedom to do me, freedom to move around the way I want to, say what I want to, and not let you put me in a box.
Hers is a freedom hard fought and earned. Born in the Bronx in the 1970s and raised by a single mother, Blige says she had a rough childhood. As a young girl, she was sexually abused. She discussed the incident in 2011 on VH1's Behind the Music.
When I was 5 years old, I was molested. And just, I remember feeling literally right before it happened, just could not believe this person was going to do this to me.
Her mother eventually moved the family to a housing project in Yonkers, where Blige says there was little opportunity. Salvation came in the form of music.
Singing was the escape for me. Singing made me forget that we were struggling so much. It just made me forget that I was going through what I was going through. Even as a little girl, I had insecurities, and I was always blue and always sad, but singing made me feel free. And that's what I had. That's what I held on to.
In 1995, during a live British talk show, the host blindsided her by showing a clip of Casey denying their relationship. The camera cut back to Mary Hood, humiliated.
I have to ask this really quickly. Jodeci were on the show earlier on in the series, and Terry asked Casey this question. Have a look at this.
Now, you're going to break a few hearts because I've heard that you're going to marry Mary J. Blige, aren't you?
No! That's a rumor. You know what I'm saying? That's a rumor for the States, too, Casey is not getting married.
Now, was he being super cool or what? Are you getting married?
No, we're not getting married.
I was just going to say, I'm very glad to
No,
hear
we're not
that,
getting
mate.
married.
We're not getting married now.
Not married now? So there's no huge engagement ring?
Oh, yeah, whatever. Let's move on, please.
Okay, but now...
But she still stayed with him for years after that. Their relationship was built on chaos and heavy substance use. A man by the name of Danny Boy claims to have gotten with Mary in the aftermath, leading to him getting fired. He also claimed that Casey and Mary seemed to have an incredibly abusive and toxic relationship.
Get on the tour bus, you never know, man. It's always pranks. Everybody always making jokes, and people was making, kind of like, man, yeah, so you was with Mary, and they just be laughing about it, and it really wasn't on a disrespectful end, but they kind of always brought it up. And Kay, you could tell he was kind of in his feelings about it. And we got to one city, and I know we were laughing and joking about some stuff. And we got to one city, and KC just kind of just flipped out. Started telling me, I'm your boss, and And as I told him, my motherfucking boss. I sing backgrounds. This a work for hire. Boss mean when I'm not out on the road with your ass, I can still get a check. So we kind of exchanged some words. And after my book being out for a while, we were getting ready to gear up for some more shows. And they never called me back again for any shows. I was kind of like fired, third party fired. And I think I talked to JoJo maybe a couple times. I haven't seen KC or talked to him since. But I lost a lot of respect for them, to be honest. But I don't know if I'll ever talk to KC again. Ooh, yeah. Face that.
So he really got in his feelings because you slept with Mary?
Yeah, I think so.
He was abusive to her, right?
Yeah, she is. When we was together, she was jumping on the floor like it was at KC, and it was room service bringing us food. And it was said that he was kind of fighting her around that time and stuff like that. And she was kind of scared of him. But, I mean, that was like, what, 20 years, 10, 15 years previous? And, yeah, I mean, 20 years later, I'm hearing this story. And this man was, at this time, he was about to get married. Like, what does it matter? Niggas be doing this to each other all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel sorry for him.
So you and Mary was in a hotel room in room service. They knocked on the door and she got scared because she thought it was KC.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we were together, we was in a room and she was drinking. We was drinking, and the room service was bringing us more drinks. And she would jumped on the floor behind the couch, like and hid because she thought it was KC at the door. I don't know what the that was about, but it sounded like abuse to me. It sounded like there was some abusive guys over there in that clique. I'm just playing. Whole East Coast clique.
Yeah, that's lame, man, to get in your feelings over that, man. Over a female you're not even with no more.
Yeah, man. And them brothers, man, KC done slept with JoJo people. And I mean, man, don't start that shit. Don't point me out because it was her. But KC's still in his feelings about Mary. So, I mean, it showed in that Mother's Day thing. We did a Mother's Day thing, and I was kind of uncomfortable because we did this Mother's Day thing for DJ Khaled. And we did the performance, and Mary J was on this was the first time she was on the show, and I hadn't been around her in a while, and KC was on the show, so I think that's what really made him upset, because we did this show together, and this nigga was clowning. Like, that's when he ran up in front of him and singing and sung in front of Mary Mama. He was clowning that night, like he had to do his extras that night. And then the next time, I think we weren't able to be around her when we did the Tom Joyner Morning Cruise. She was coming in to perform, and the day that she came in to perform, they made sure that they kept us on one side of the cruise ship. We couldn't even see the show.
By 1996, she was winning Grammys but losing control. She later admitted she was high on her way to the ceremony. Her anger and pain was spilling into everything. She fought with fans, clashed with reporters, and even threatened to fight a TV host on set. Her record label forced her to take etiquette lessons, but she only lasted 2 days. Behind that, anger was deep pain. She once said, "When you hate yourself, you attract people who hate you, too." And one of those people nearly took her life. She didn't say his name, but it was clear who she meant. Years later, Katie tried to downplay everything, saying they were just young and having fun. He admitted he gave her a ring to get her off his back and never intended to marry her. After 12 years of that mess, it was over.
Hilton, right there, that let me know, okay, it's not all, you know. And that was a nightmare in itself, the whole situation. And in my life album stemmed from so much hurt, like, from there.
You cling on to him when you really should have let go.
Exactly. You hit it. When I was supposed to let go, I started feeling like, nah, you know, I can't let these, you know, I just can't let these women take what I know I worked so hard for, what I cried over every night, and what I actually, you know, fought and been abused by and been, you know what I'm saying? I just felt that's where the lack of self-love came in. Because I felt like I'd rather stay and take a beating than to let him go. Because I felt like if I let him go, like I was going to die. You know that love where you feel like, gosh, I'll lose my mind if he leaves.
Mary fell deeper into addiction, sometimes staying up for 3 days straight. She hit her lowest point in a Florida hotel room, feeling like her world was falling apart. Then came Kendu Isaacs, a producer who'd been working with Queen Latifah. He reached out to her at just the right time. It was the first conversation I had with a man who cared about me for me, Mary said. Kendu told her he had the right medicine to heal her, and together they turned to faith instead of rehab. Slowly, she opened up again. She quit drinking, forgave people who hurt her, and started believing in love. They got married in 2003, and Mary became stepmom to his 3 kids. For a while, life looked perfect. Big house, career success, stability. But peace didn't last. By 2016, the marriage was falling apart. Mary said Kendu had become disrespectful, criticizing her cooking and hairstyles. She also claimed the relationship was an affair with one of her protégés, singer Starro.
Tuesday, R&B singer Mary J. Blige threw a record release party at the trendy downtown club M2. But that's not all she threw. The singer reportedly punched her husband Kendu Isaacs in the face after she thought he was flirting with the waitress. Footage obtained by the Post shows Blige raising her hand in front of Isaacs as he is being held back by a security guard. Witnesses said that the multi-Grammy winner hit him in the face and left a bite mark on his hand before storming off. The party to celebrate her new album Stronger was attended by the likes of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Irv Gotti.
Things got ugly. Mary accused him of spending over $400,000 of her money on the other woman. He denied it, but the damage was done. When Mary filed for divorce, Kendu demanded $130,000 a month in support, saying he was used to living lavishly. The court gave him $30,000 a month temporarily. Their divorce was finalized in 2018, but the emotional scars stayed. Mary would also talk about Kendu in later interviews, claiming that he was more a con artist than anything.
Mary J. Blige recently did an interview with Variety, and she's promoting just basically the movie that she's in. Now, she said in this interview that she feels like Kendu is a con artist who was obsessed with her fortune. Basically, she said, when you come out of something like that, you realize you were never the one. There was someone else that was his queen. I got played. I got suckered. I have to keep smiling and keep my spirits up because this is designed to kill me. Poor Mary J. Blige, man. She is really going through it.
Well, shout out to Mary. She's making some great music, though. She got that new single with Khaled I love. Man,
right.
That album is
But
dope.
you know what? I hate the fact that she feels like she was never the one. She got played. She got suckered. That's just his issues. Don't even put that on you. You did what you were supposed to do. You fell in love with somebody. You got married. You did your responsibilities. And he was a sucker. So don't think that you got suckered.
She's since made peace with her past, even with Casey. She earned her GED, started a foundation to help women, and continues making music and acting. In 2018, she was nominated for 2 Oscars for Mudbound. But not everyone feels sorry for Mary J. Blige. While Terrence Howard spoke with compassion, another voice from the industry, Jaguar Wright, came swinging with pure fire. Jaguar didn't just criticize Mary. She tore into her with the kind of energy that made people stop scrolling. In one explosive rant, she called Mary a hood rat that got in the way of people better than her.
Got in the way of people better than her.
Y'all sat there trying to cook the books and change the story like Mary J. Blige was the hot shit on that show. I'm telling you, she wasn't. The applause that she had in Unplugged that y'all saw, they were my applause. They had to edit in applause because when she came and performed, everybody in the MTV studio just sat there and looked at her like she was something in the zoo. They didn't clap for Mary. They did not clap for Mary. At all. And you need to get over yourself too. That's why you paying Kendu all that money. See, that's your motherfucking problem, bitch. Karma. You ain't nothing but a fucking hood rat who sat there and has tried to get in the way of people who were greater than you.
From Jaguar's side of the story, things were never as glamorous as Mary's fans believed. She claimed that behind the spotlight, Mary was cold, competitive, and even tried to block other artists from shining. Jaguar said she still remembers the time she wasn't allowed into a VIP section at an event, all because of politics and favoritism. That moment, she said, created years of tension.
Album came out, she told the CEO of our company that little cross-eyed she told him, and this was at the MTV Unplugged Studios. She had the dressing room next to mine. She was so scared when she came in, because see, when we had rehearsal, she went first, because she the queen. I came later. She didn't hear me at rehearsal. See, she didn't hear what I was coming in to do. So when she came in to MTV Studios, we were doing the run of show, and I had to perform before her in the run of show. She was so fucking nervous. Her and Latoya sitting there nervous. I go into my dressing room. She's sitting there doing scales. And Latoya, it's not fair. Why did you put this girl on the show? We're not here to be overshadowed. Mary said after the show, she called the CEO and said, if you promote that bitch's album, I'm leaving MCA. Do you want to know what my national radio budget was for Denials, Delusions, and Decisions?
What's that?
$3,500.
What?
So if you heard songs being played, it was because jocks loved my shit. It wasn't because they got paid to do it.
Yeah, that's pennies. Ain't nobody got no money for that.
$3,500. You can't promote a fucking neighborhood with $3,500, let alone a country.
That's a fact.
Guess what else? MTV, because I had performed the What Ifs at the end of Unplugged. Jay was standing right next to me. If you ever see the picture, I'm sitting in the stool because I was 5 months pregnant. I'm sitting in the stool. I'm performing. Jay standing next to me with his arm around me. I was singing the What Ifs. He said, Jag, sing everybody a song. They love you so much. MTV called and was like, yo, we tested this shit, because they weren't supposed to be releasing Unplugged until January. They released it in December because the feedback that they got was so hot. They was like, this gotta go out now. Then they said, if y'all want, since Jaguar's album is coming out right after this, we'll take the footage and we'll run it as a video. Me and Jay-Z standing in frame with me singing the What Ifs and the studio audience going wild. They had it. They were ready to run it. They waited 2 weeks. And guess what the CEO of my company told them? Well, we don't have that kind of budget.
Whether that's true or not, Jaguar's frustration was raw. She wasn't just venting. She was reopening old wounds from an industry that often plays favorites and silences whoever doesn't fit the plan.
The videos that I did, other than that, cost $300,000. They said, all we want, Leo Cohen said, give me $150,000 and we'll give clearance and MTV can run with the video. And Steve, what was his name? I just call him Cross-Eyed Bastard. I can't remember. He used to work for REM before he dumb-lucked his way into MCA as the head of MCA. And as you see, MCA went bankrupt. MCA Records don't exist no more. Went over to Geffen. Under his watchful eye, because Mary J. Blige and them was threatening to whoop his ass if he did anything to promote the best fucking artist he had on his label.
You're talking about Stout, are you?
No, I'm not talking about Scott Storch. I'm talking about Steve. Steve something. I think no, it wasn't Steve. No, because Steve was a good. Whoever the MCA CEO was, he was a Jewish boy. He worked for REM. He was a punk. Fuck you, you cross-eyed bitch. But he refused to turn over the money to Leo Cohen so I could have that. Now, can you imagine if those images had came out while my album was coming out? I would have went platinum in my first fucking week.
Yeah.
Me and Jay, MTV Studios, extra footage from the legendary Unplugged, and all we had to do was come up with $150,000, which was half what we would have had to pay to do an actual video. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I'm gonna tell you why. Because Mary J. Blige, I'm gonna leave. I have been getting stopped by MCA from being signed because of her.
Jaguar's words stirred chaos online. Some agreed with her. saying the industry does have a weird hierarchy where everyone's expected to show loyalty to certain names. Others thought she was just bitter, projecting her own career struggles onto Mary. Either way, it painted a messy picture. Terrence Howard saw Mary as a survivor of a toxic system, while Jaguar Wright saw her as part of it, as an enabler of it. What do you think the truth is? Let us know in the comments.